So an unidentified couple were sighted on the streets of Victoria Garden City, VGC, in Lagos, holding hands while they were walking around naked. And I said naked, stark naked. I was going to say butt naked, actually, but stark naked. According to unconfirmed reports, the couple were allegedly on hard drugs. They slit each other's wrists, claiming they would rise again in 3 days.
Ew.
Now, this is a cause for concern, not just for us as parents, but for our community. Not just because of that, but because of the continued issues we have concerning hard drugs consumption amongst our youth, amongst our teenagers.
The brain is, I think, the most complex part of the human body. The brain controls every part of it's with the brain that you lift your hands. With the brain,
it's the power switch.
And once you start to imbibe these things that are more than what your brain can take, it triggers something. So what is happening to our young people is there are no checks and balances. They've gone haywire, you know, and they're taking these things. I don't know what they were on. I really don't know what they were on. But whatever they were on, they were hallucinating. They thought they were in Garden of Eden. Hey. Maybe because VGC is a garden.
That could be it, right? Yeah. Because we're in Garden of Eden. But two of them were butt naked, Adam and Eve. Yes. Totally naked.
You know, and people were alarmed, and they didn't seem alarmed. That people were alarmed. They were just like, maybe they were even seeing those people as part of the animals.
The animals.
You know? Before they now entered and then slit their wrist that they are going to rise in 3 days. So they were now even tripping that they were like Jesus Christ is
from Adam to Jesus. You don't add this story. Why can't you modify this story?
I get when they are going to rise after 3 days.
Who are you imitating?
What does that mean?
It's truly sad because even though these two are the ones we are seeing on social media as of today, I have seen other cases. There was someone in my employment that I had to let go because he came back one day and obviously had been on something. And it took 2 days before we even understood what was wrong with this person. And when you talk to these young people, drug has become so mainstream. It's something they go down the road and pick up. Someone delivers to them. And that is my fear, that if we do not do something quickly, in a few years, 5 to 10 years, these are going to be the adults that will be taking decisions. They'll be the drivers for our children, taking our children to school, behind the wheel of our cars. They'll be in offices, supposed to do proper work, doctors and nurses, and then they have a drug habit. We need to do something quickly. And that's why it's important that when we talk about drug abuse, the war against drug abuse, we must look for those, the cartel that have decided to make a living or a business from selling drugs to young people. There was a particular case, I can't talk about that too much because I think it's in court back and forth on if this person is guilty. But most of these big-time drug barons, they have so much money and so much influence, it's hard to nab them and lock them up. And I hope that the federal government can give NDLEA all the support that it needs to catch these big timers, because those ones bring these things in bulk and they have so many distributors just taking it in and out to our children. The other part for our children is parenting and then speaking up and showing our children these videos. Because what our children normally see is the story of, oh, when I take this thing as a musician, the lyrics just keep coming. It helps my creativity. It also makes you behave like a foolish person on the street. You slit your throat, you think you will die and rise up, and, you know, the third day. I saw a video recently of someone who had taken drugs and wanted to fly off a place because they believed they could fly. This is the result of taking drugs. It's not glamorous in any way. It makes you look foolish. It makes you look stupid. If you have friends that are doing it, separate yourself from that friend. It's a habit also that is hard to break. So it's not something that, okay, let me just try it today and tomorrow, and then I will stop. You find yourself right in a hole that you can't get out of.
I want to look at it from a place of how we uphold our culture and the culture that serves us. So culture basically is a way of life. And I would like us to begin to ask ourselves questions. Which cultures have worked for us? Which one are we going to discard that no longer serves us? Which one are we going to take on? Which one are we going to protect? And I remember that growing up, it wasn't easy to see a 20-year-old who is living alone. You finish school, you will be in your parents' house till you're ready to get married. Even the men, their parents' house till it's time for them to get married, then they get a place and then they move out. So we had that sort of system that played a very pivotal role in checking and balancing us. You are responsible. You won't just wake up, even as a 20-something-year-old, and I'm going out, I'm hanging out, I'm sleeping out, and you will not tell your parents. You dare not. We had those. And it sort of helped us not fall astray in a way that if you start exhibiting certain things, there are people to call you and say, why is your eye red? Why are you just coming back by this time? Where are you coming from? Where are you going to? We had people to respond to. We had people to be accountable. People were there to hold us, our immediate family members, our cousins, our aunties. We had that. It was a system that worked for us. I'm just afraid that this, our wokeness, will not lead us to hell.
What has happened is that we have failed in all spheres of life in Nigeria. My daughter showed me a picture of someone who I know who was taking a picture, who was doing a video on Instagram, I think. And one of the people inside that, a young girl, she's 21, she's driving a Porsche. Now, tell me, I know that when I was growing up, if I come home with
singlet,
that is not my own. I will explain where did I get it from. Who gave me the money to buy this thing? Parents were more involved with what their children were doing. But now we are living, so yes, we can blame these young kids, but who are their parents? You start from there. Because Mariah will not say, I'm going to government. Then you go to government. Who is governing these foolish parents? We have broken everything. We have broken down everything. Everything is broken down. Corruption is normal.
Mikey, have we left our own responsibility to government again?
No,
we can't say government is the one
I say everything is normal.
Yeah.
A corrupt government is now normal.
Yeah.
You come, whether if they charge you for 80 billion, whether they lock you and then they release you on technical grounds, you are still a hero.
Yeah, sure.
You are a kidnapper, they know you are a kidnapper, you are a hero. We have, all values are lost. And until these values, we find them again, this kind of thing is going to keep on happening.